I'm Kapauta. I'd like to go over everything about Raid Best that you can't ask about anymore. Solo, duo, trio, quad, or groups of 8, 16, or over 20. I'll cover all strategies and setups for Raid Best in different group sizes, so there's much more to discuss. If you always rely on your clan and don't know how to set it up yourself, if you're unsure, watch this. Regardless of your clan size, it's best if everyone sets up Raid Best, since anyone can do it. When your base gets attacked and destroyed like this, it's definitely better if you can seal it up, so everyone needs to learn how. So, let's get started. First, let's begin with solo bases. Alright, this is simple, right? It looks like a croissant. Cute, isn't it? These are turrets. These are one-tile walls with turrets placed so you can crouch beneath them. No jumping needed. Just touch and climb up. They're attached at the back. If someone is sticking to the base like this, you can kill them just like this. If you get on top, then when the enemies come in order with raid rocket launchers like this, the turrets will react properly. See? They'll respond just like this. Yes, just like this. Make sure the turret's line of fire always passes through like this. Use 2 wooden walls, but it's fine. If you set them up in a V shape like this, it makes it tough for people trying to counter raid. If you poke your head out from here, you'll definitely get shot by 100 turrets. You can create firing lines like this, so I recommend it. That way, you can raid safely like this, just like this. Even if you're shot and killed from the side by an AK-47, the person hiding will still be too afraid of the turrets to approach, right? This works for all raid bases. Building a V-shape with these wooden walls costs 491 metal fragments. It can also serve as a sub-base. This is a solo raid defense base. 1 turret is enough. Okay, next. Okay, next is not for solo. Well, this is a raid base for duos or trios. A 2x2 is good enough. The only thing to worry about is counter raids. For online raids, this size works. For turrets, put 1 by the door to deter enemies. If possible, place a second facing the enemy base. Everyone, run! About the turret foundation, I used to use triangles like this, but if you think about it, a square is just fine. Actually, a square is better. After this, it's easier to seal things up like this. If you want to defend, you can do it like this. Yes, the 2x2 structure looks something like this. It's really simple, and with the slope like this, you might think you can't see the lane behind you, but honestly, you don't need to see the lane behind. You also don't need any pedals. Oh, look, a counter raid is coming. In this case, if the turret gets taken out like this, you handle it here. There are 3 double doors, so with these 3 double doors, yeah, the rocket launchers drop too much, the counter raiders are living too luxuriously, you can kill people who come in like this. And when a counter comes, the airlock works too, so you can kill anyone trying to come in like this. With 3 doors, you can hold out pretty well like this. After that, this spot is strong. You can easily kill them from this angle, making it very effective. If someone gets close to your feet, use this line of fire to take them out. That's how you wait. The 2nd and 3rd floors appear like this. For the tool cupboard, do it this way and use a normal 2x2. For solo, duo, or trio, a big clan base isn't needed. Next. I suggest making one a glass window. It's pretty big, so if it's a clan base and someone tries to raid this base, what happens? This base has a first, second, third, fourth, and fifth floor. So in terms of building, this is a medium-sized clan base, right? If you want to raid this base, you definitely have to. First, second, third, fourth, and fifth floors. Well, you make about 6 or 7 lines of fire. The rooftop lets you shoot at enemies below without much risk, so this height is actually fine. If enemies set up a base on low terrain or a weak spot, just add more floors. This makes it tough for them since they can't hide behind petals, so it should be hard for them. This base embodies that concept at this scale. For a proper online raid, rocket launchers are essential. Once you start shooting, enemies will come online quickly, so this is a base for handling that. When firing rocket launchers, you can do it this way. From the rooftop, the enemy will peek out, and when they do, you can quickly hide like this. Yes. Basically, having a height where you can see the rooftop is really strong. Enemies will come up to the rooftop like this. You can use vertical cover and shoot, see? When they come up to the rooftop like this, you can use vertical cover and shoot like this. You can kill them and stop body recovery this way. Bolt action fights will also play out like this. Well, if you come up in a barrier-free way here, this spot is called Brutalist Peak. There's a reason why the gap in these Brutalist stones is stronger. You can actually do a milli peek here, which is insanely strong. This milli peek is almost like cheating, and the other side can't shoot back. They really can't see you. Normally, with regular metal, you can't see through. See? You can't see. But with the Brutalist, since it's narrow, you can see through. That's why it's so advantageous. If the other side gets killed with an AK-47 or something, you can shoot them from here where they can't see you at all. If you don't know about this yet, you definitely want to use it. The only way is if they push all the way up to your feet like this. Only people with serious gear will be able to shoot back at you. Other than that, you can pretty much shoot at them one-sidedly. That's not an exaggeration. The enemy is probably in that lane over there. You can kill enemies like this, seriously. This brutal peek is really strong. With this peek, you can basically cut off the enemy's line of sight from over there, like this. You can kill enemies who are pushing up to your feet or sticking right below you almost one-sidedly like this. Just like this, you can kill enemies who are sticking close like this. Wipe them out from this brutal peek. The middle is a glass window. Check like this to avoid being shot and watch the sides closely. Let's kill them like this. Since it's basically a random red base encounter, as long as you know there's this kind of theory for the last part, you can just play however you like after that. It's a glass window, so it's fine. It's fine since the top is a gas window. Isn't that scary? It seems we went too high. Seriously? Alright, finally this is a large clan base. It's 3x3 and we've armored it in case the enemy fires back. Both the first and second floors, plus the entire exterior, are armored. The main strength here is the sheer number of peaks. I included many, making it as packed as an apartment building in Tomodachi Collection. Let's make windows. There's no point in having them low. Enter from the back of the enemy base, make an opening, and ensure you can exit from either side. Don't let them build walls, and use side guns to eliminate enemies near your feet. You could see it this way, or make it a glass window if you prefer. If you don't want to get shot from the top of the mountain, make this a glass window. You can also put a bunch of chests in this hallway, or put a bunch of beds here. Adjust this for the number of people. When you come up, do as before. Use the brutal peak and shoot one-sidedly. Install glass windows. Without them, you'll be exposed to snipers. Yeah, there are situations like this. You can kill them one-sidedly like this. If you don't make the front into pedals, the enemy will use a ladder to climb up. If all turrets are gone and the rooftop lacks a pedal structure, third parties can simply use ladders like this. They can set up the ladder like this and climb up like this. That's how they get up. Just like this, like this. If this part is weak, that's why you do it, but there's a turret here. If you just want to make this part a half wall, you can do it like this. This way, you can create a new line of sight, and it also makes it harder for the enemy to build a bridge here. These iron pedals, these flaps, are really tricky. If you place straw like this, see? Like this. Well, you can go like this, you can go like this, but this way is a bit better. Adding straw to the building plan increases the steps, so I think this rat guard is really effective. People doing things like Bed Boss likely use this structure, right? You want turrets in front, and putting turrets on stray armor plates or iron foundations there is also strong. Like this, you know? It's also fine to make a slide like this. That way, even if enemies rush in, you can kill them like this, okay? I'm sorry? Raid bases of this size are usually quite empty, surprisingly like foreign players' raid bases. I've seen many like this. Inside, they're just built for theoretical value. I make similar videos, but I don't think you need to be this meticulous. I actually don't. If it's online, you can lower the standards even more. It's totally fine. So this time, if we're gonna take out a base of this size, the height just isn't enough. If we do it here, we can't take down the rooftop, so let's raise it all the way up to the level where we can take down the rooftop at once. From now on, you can easily change the base layout and adjust its structure however you want. Whether the enemy is online or offline makes a big difference, so if the enemy is online, just go with the fastest way you can build it. Just like this. Yes, just like this. It's only after getting to this point. Taking out a base this size requires real strength, since the enemy is positioned like this on the rooftop. When things get chaotic, you should hit them hard with something like an M249 or L Crow. With this height, defenders feel scared, right? Also, always remember during a raid, if higher ground is above the enemy base, stand there for more floors and a big advantage. Large raids usually have many people, so they'll place lots of beds like this. Showing this much is essential. Thank you for listening. I think people will put things anywhere they want. Even with chests, the loot is much more. The chests are like this too. It'll likely be destroyed by the wind or something, so this video just shows one example template. Whether the enemy is online or offline, how many there are, and even the size of our group all affect things. I don't think you can build a base this lucky or successful. If the enemy is online, they'll shoot back, so finish quickly. If you fall or get scattered, you won't have time. The room often gets big, but that's fine. What I really recommend is bringing a level 2 or level 3 workbench. If you bring a lot of low-grade fuel, cloth, and metal fragments here, from this raid base, the person in the support position can cover like this while making medical syringes. You can cover like this and make a lot of syringes, and let's deliver healing to the raiders pushing into the enemy base. While dividing up roles like that, since there are so many windows, almost as many as in Tomodachi Collection, there are a lot of patterns you can use in this situation. It depends on which style everyone prefers. There's a lot of personal preference, but this brutal peak is currently the strongest. However, the firing line is pretty tight. The firing line you can shoot from. Honestly, this is super strong right now. It's really powerful. You can shoot in all sorts of directions one-sidedly, but there's also a simpler version. For example, you can use a slope like this. If you place it below, the enemy will be on this level. In that case, you can fine-tune your melee peak so you can adjust it yourself and get it just right. This slope here works fine too, but if the rooftop over there is pretty high, you'll end up getting shot at one-sidedly. Since you're more exposed than with a brutal peak, you'll be more visible. Just keep that in mind, and it's actually easy to set up. You can also raise the slope upwards if you want. The advantage is things like gun shutters or glass. You don't need windows or grills, so if the enemy climbs up with a ladder, having this makes a big difference. It's sturdy, and since they can't get inside, it's easy to build and convenient, but just like before, you still get shot at a lot. Your body is pretty exposed. Set this up vertically or horizontally and use a vertical gun port to create a one-sided line of fire into the courtyard. Don't scrape it. You can kill guys who push up like this, and dodging shots from above is easier if you back up like this. If you're vertical, you can shoot while hiding like this. Yeah, you can do that. But there's another way, just like before. The enemy can't get in like this, so you don't see this much, but there is this kind of style too, like this. After doing all this and reaching the rooftop, you can do it the same way as before. Do this and create a line of fire. Just like this. You can do it like this, or you can make petals like this. Make squares, triangles, and squares like this to build a wall. Like this. From the enemy's point of view, it'll look like this. You also need to watch out for threats from the enemy's base. Enemies get frustrated when they're repeatedly attacked by rocket launchers or snipers from rabies. So somehow you end up having shootouts like this from above, and you kill the ones who peek out like this. But when it's this high up, you can't just focus on this one spot. There are also side peeks, right? Plus there are a lot of vertical lines and different angles to peek from. There are just so many ways like this. That's why it confused the defenders even more. If that's the case, you just put Madwee on the top. Instead, it's strong to place a lot of doors on all the high lines, like an apartment building in Tomodachi Collection. It's harder when there are a lot of lines of fire, right? This base is built relatively strong. This is a windmill tower where you, for example, look at your feet. This lower shooting floor kills enemies close to your feet, but you can only see the lower part here. It lets you hide your line of fire from the raid base to avoid getting shot while still eliminating enemies at your feet. It's a different kind of line of fire. I do this as a sort of meta, but still, you know? If there are this many windows, you really can't tell where they're gonna peek from. So anyway, yeah, this is tough, right? For the defenders. So what the raid base side needs to keep in mind is to do it like this as much as possible, just like this. Yeah, create as many lines of sight as possible. That way, even if the defenders are doing military peek like this, they'll be like, ah, where's it coming from? This is pretty much just theory crafting, but the doorway here is actually pretty strong, so it's totally fine to drop down in spots like this along the way. It's also fine to mix in dropping down like this midway. Just like this, each time. Well, there are variations, so it's not a big deal. I just want you to know that there are patterns like this in this video, and then you can place the petals like this too. It's totally fine to do it like this too. Right, well, you should definitely place enough on the rooftop, otherwise you'll get attacked by mini helicopters, so at least put up turrets. For something this size, you'd want about 2, but anyway. Well, at the very least, you should place at least 1 turret, otherwise it's a problem. If someone climbs up the ladder and takes the rooftop, it's a pain, so turrets are absolutely necessary. Something like that, I guess. Alright, so there are various types of raid bases, but by building a raid base like this, your chances of a successful raid will increase significantly. So everyone, please enjoy a great raiding life as well. Alright, with that said, solo, huh? Groups can be duos, trios, quads, or up to 8, 16, or 20 people with raid bases of different sizes. So I introduce raid bases of different scales. Sometimes when I feel like it, I'll upload these kinds of one-off building videos too, since it's been a while. If they're well received, I'll do more raid bases like this as well. Let me briefly introduce it. Global Ophia 3 will eventually take place in various locations. For the World Tournament, we're basically the Japanese representatives, about 40 of us I think. We're recruiting both streamers and regular players who have over 1,000 hours of playtime, limited to about 40 people. We'll be taking on the challenge with that group, and I'm thinking we'll probably build this base at that time. It's still in the planning stage, so I want to work out more of the finer details. Once I've refined the details, I want to use it in practice. Well, I might make a video about this too, so that was the base building video. Thanks for watching, thanks everyone. Hope you all have a great base building life too.